Okay, of course. Would you like to? I will start as a reviewer if you want.
Sorry?
I will start by asking you if you want.
What? I can mock you like I have a mock with somebody else at 9.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I have
I will.
I can you if you want because I'll be that person will be doing a mock with me. So
Yes, of course. I would really appreciate that.
yeah, let's start.
Okay.
So what should I
Sorry?
what should I call you? Your name is Morse?
Yeah, Morse. Morse.
Okay, that's a full name.
No, it's my nickname.
Okay. Otherwise, it's a good idea to every time have your full name over here. It will be easy for the other person to call you out.
Yeah, of course. My name is Mustafa Morsi, which is difficult to pronounce, but Morsi.
But if you write it over here, then I can somebody can choose the easier one to call you out. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Oh, perfect. So yeah, let's start.
Sure.
Hey, Dr. Morse, how are you?
Could you start again, please? I can't hear you clearly.
Oh, hey, Dr. Morse, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about you? I'm very excited to be here today, taking the first step toward my goal.
Okay, I'm good too. Thank you for asking. So, Dr. Morse, which country do you belong to?
Which one? Sorry.
Which country do you belong to?
Yeah, Egypt. Egypt. I'm sorry. I think that the connection is not stable for my son, so I'm sorry for that.
Oh, perfect. Oh, you belong to Egypt. I think Egypt is a land of pyramids, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, that's very interesting to. Have you ever visited the?
Yes, of course. I can see the pyramids from my apartment, so it's close to my.
Okay, so you're living close to close to the pyramids, right?
Yes,
So that's
that's right.
very interesting thing. So yeah, tell me something about your medical school.
Yes, I graduated recently from Ain Shams University, which is one of the top universities in the Middle East. Actually, we spent 3 years, first 3 years studying basic sciences. The following 3 years, we studied the clinical aspects of medicine, internal medicine, surgery, pediatrics, etc. And I have done with 1 year internship. The final year of my medical school was internship. We rotated in different departments in the university hospital. Yes.
That's very interesting to know. So, Dr. Morse, did you have any recent United States clinical experience you want to share?
Yes, actually, I spent around 6 months traveling across different states, which was actually great experience. It taught me a lot, not only because I learned a lot of the healthcare system and the advanced technology and the interdisciplinary work between different teams, but also I was able to see the effective teamwork here in the United States. Yeah, that's really deepened my passion to pursue residency here. That's why I'm here today.
Well, that's very interesting to know, Dr. Mars. So so as you mentioned that you like teamwork, right? If given a chance, would you like to lead a team?
Yes, actually, I believe that leadership skills is very important for physicians, and I had the chance to demonstrate leadership skill in many situations. For example, I led our school's community team. We organized health visits to the underserved areas. We delivered medical resources to the rural primary health centers. We also try to educate people there about the prevalent diseases, how to avoid them, and the importance of early treatment. And also we try to correct some medical misconceptions that inherited from the older generations. Yes.
That's very interesting to know, Dr. Morse. So what according to you should be the qualities of a leader? As you have demonstrated the leadership roles in the past, so what according to you think a leader should have in them?
Yes, I think that the leader, the most important quality that should in the leader should be in the leader is that he I think I have to. Communication is
it's an open-ended question. You can take your time. Definitely take your time.
Yeah, it's a pretty difficult question. So I think that communication is the most important tool to be an effective leader, a great leader. You can handle any situation if you can communicate well.
Okay. That's very interesting. Yeah, absolutely. Communication is the first and the foremost thing that is required in a leader. Okay. So, Dr. Morse, tell me something about your, about your childhood or about you growing up. Something like about that.
Yes, actually, I grew up in Egypt, then relocated with my family to different places. That's why I used to tell people that my life has been a continuous process of changes. I began volunteer work from a very young age. The thing that really, I believe, influenced my character to be the person who I am today. I participated in many organizations with different unique missions, ranging from delivering food to the underserved areas in the desert of Arabian Peninsula to assisting people in the mountains of the Yemen border. I also participated in medical campaigns and volunteer missions here in Egypt. So yes, I enjoy boxing and table tennis. I participated in many small competitions. I also was selected to represent my university in a national table tennis competition. One of my unusual hobbies is I really enjoy breeding ornamental birds. Since childhood, I have a collection that I really enjoy taking care of them.
Okay, that's very interesting to know. So, Dr. Morse, tell me the best advice that has been given to you so far.
Yeah, actually, you're choosing difficult questions. I'll try.
Interview at the end of the day, they can ask you anything.
Yeah, I think the best advice is always focus on the present. Whatever you do in the present will shape what your future looks like. So do the best use of now.
That's very interesting to know. And who gave you this advice?
He was one of my mentors in the medical school.
Okay, that's very interesting to know. So, Dr. Morse, tell me about your strengths.
Yes, I believe I have some qualities that will contribute to my success in tournaments and residency. My greatest strength is my adaptability, given that I lived in so many places and interacted with a wide range of people, and also traveling and studying medicine away from my family and experiencing the stress of isolation and the stress of being away from my family. Those experiences really honed my character to be a very adaptable and very independent person. And this adaptability supported me very well during my clinical rotations here in the United States, spending months traveling across different states, each with different population, different unique mission. My adaptability helped me to rapidly adjust to this dynamic environment. I'm confident that my adaptability will continue serving me during residency to overcome challenges. Okay. The other thing is that I believe I do pay attention to details. The thing that helped me consistently during reviewing patient data and lab results. I remember during my internship, my attention to detail led me many times to identify drug interaction that could compromise patient health. Yes.
So you mentioned the first strength is that you are very adaptable. And what is the second strength?
Attention to detail.
Attention to the?
Details.
Oh, okay, that's very interesting to know. So, Dr. Morse, it has been very insightful talking to you. Tell me the difference about the Egyptian healthcare system and the US healthcare system that you have observed.
It's a very interesting question. I think that each system has its pros and cons, In the United States, the primary healthcare system is much better developed than Egypt, as patients here in Egypt tend to seek specialists directly, as there is no family physician for almost every family, as we see in the United States. On the other side, working in an environment here as a physician here in Egypt with limited resources and limited technology actually make the physician have to rely on his skills, and the learning curve here in Egypt for physicians is much higher, I think. Finally, the healthcare cost in the United States, its healthcare system is extremely expensive compared to the government-funded public health here in Egypt.
That's very interesting to know. So what's the one thing that you want to change about the Egyptian healthcare system?
Yeah, a challenging question. I think the problem is about the limited resources. If I had the power, I would make more resources here in Egypt.
That's very interesting. And one thing you want to change about the US healthcare system?
The paperwork and the healthcare cost.
So yeah, very interesting to talk to you, Dr. Morse. And it's a very good thing to have talk to someone who is from Egypt. Like we get a lot of immigrants, candidates, international medical graduates at our program, but getting somebody from Egypt is definitely a big plus for our program. And it is so nice talking to you. My last question would be, what animal you can relate to and why?
I didn't prepare for this question, so I would like to skip it. I think it needs some preparation for this.
So I am just letting you know the questions. You can prepare them in a better way, right? It's not me by any means. I don't want to put you down or show you in a bad light. But yeah, you can prepare these questions because these are commonly asked questions, right? So then my last question would be, since you skipped this question, Dr. Morse, I would like to ask you, how do you think, what challenges you're going to face once you start your residency program, and how will you overcome that?
Yes, I believe that transition from medical school to residency could be scary. Dealing with new systems and very high load of patients seems to be not easy. But as anything else in medicine, I believe that those things will come with practice. And I'm willing and I'm eager to spend extra time learning. And I have done this before. Actually, I believe that my continuous learning mindset will enable me to overcome any challenges will come during residency. And I'm confident that I have the ability and capability to be a very good resident.
Okay, that's very interesting to know. So here, Dr. Morse, we come to an end, and I wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Right.
Thank you.
Now the quick feedback time. So yeah, Mars, you were good, like you were confident. So you shouldn't think that you're underconfident or something. You should have a good confidence in yourself. You speak really well, and you have answers to all the questions, right? But first thing that I observe is English is not our first language, right? So I think you should be more louder so that you are more clear.
Yes, sure.
Make sure that you are a little bit louder so that you're more clear to the other person. Right, there shouldn't be a communication break when you're doing an interview with someone. You have to be crystal and clear so that you're understandable to the other person.
That's great. Thank you.
Then the second thing is, yeah, your answers were good. Like, I was just trying to have a casual interview because I don't want to ask you the basic questions, right? That everybody will prepare, but they can ask you any of these questions. You should even prepare them in a better way. Right. Then when I asked you about the difference between the US and the Egyptian healthcare system, you told that definitely US has a better healthcare system than the Egypt. I would not appreciate that line, because somewhere you're putting your home country's healthcare system down, right? So you can say that I had a chance to be part of the Egyptian healthcare system, and also I did my 6 months of United States clinical experience. The differences that I observed are, right, the points you mentioned were very good, that in US you have a lot of private doctors who are the first contact with the patient, but in Egypt we don't have any such system, and we have a direct access to the specialists. So the second thing you talked about, that's a cost. That yeah, definitely healthcare in US is very expensive, and you need a health insurance for that. But in Egypt we do have access to the free healthcare in the government sponsored hospitals, right? The third point that you mentioned about the resources.
Yes.
Right. come up with a better point, like the waiting times we are seeing doctor are comparatively less in Egypt compared to the United States, right? Then when I asked you what you want to change, you about one thing about Egypt, the answer was very simple. The 3 points you mentioned, you could have picked up one of them. You talked about the resources, that's not wrong. But yeah, you could even say that I want the primary care structure to be well developed in my country so that people, have an access to the primary care as well, right?
That's
And then you talked about the US healthcare system. What did you say? What do you want to change by the US healthcare system?
the healthcare cost and paperwork.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong in that. Then I asked you about your medical school. That's good, but you have to be very clear in the name of your school and in which university it is located. Then you told that at first I did my this. That's very good. Like then I did an internship and then you can even just add the point that it had a patient load of like these many patients per day, right? So in that way I have a wide clinical exposure as well,
That's great. Thank you.
right? Then I asked you about then I asked you about what animal you can relate to. You have to come up with an answer. You cannot say I never thought about these things. Right, during the interview, it's a very common question. They can ask you common animal, what element in the periodic table you can relate to, right? Or what kind of car you can relate to. They can come up with these questions. So you have to be prepared with an answer.
That's
Right? Every time the interview can be a direct conversation as well. They are asking you the general questions instead of the basic conventional questions, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much for the informative feedback and comprehensive feedback. I appreciate that. Yeah.
And I asked you about your strengths. You can come up with the better strengths. The first strength is very good adaptability. So you can just say, yeah, like I was in US. I moved across 6 different states in 6 months. So that I think that way I'm very adaptable and it will be very easy and it will be comparatively easy for me when I move to a new country and begin there from scratch. Like just by apart from saying the big stories that I do this, I did this and that. You should be concise. Then second thing is I pay attention to details. You can come up with a better strength.
Yeah, that's great.
You can
Okay.
just say I have a. You can even say I have a good presence of mind.
I have a good what? Sorry.
Presence of mind.
That's great. Okay.
That can be something you can say, right? Instead of saying I pay attention to details, you can come up with two better strengths. First one is adaptability is very good. Second, two and third strength you can just search and come up with. You can have a good answer to that as well. And whatever you mentioned, you should have an example in your mind. You shouldn't be saying when they ask you, but they might ask you a follow-up question. So you told about a particular strength. Give an example where you demonstrate a particular strength, right?
Mm-hmm. That's great.
Yeah. So yeah, and when you just say like just try to summarize whenever I ask you this, like what are your strengths, and last you can say the adaptability, second and third strength are second and third, whatever you mentioned are my I believe they are my three strengths.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. And when they ask you about challenges that I'm going to face during the residency, at that time you can mention, as I mentioned during my strength, or I feel if they asked you the previous question about your strengths and you talked during that point of time, you can just say, I mentioned you while talking about my strengths that I'm very adaptable, or you can just say in the past, I have demonstrated that I'm very adaptable since I moved in different places in my home country. Plus, I moved across 6 different states in the United States during 6 months or whatever states you move to, 6 or 4, I don't know about that, right? So I think I'll be able to adjust to the new system in a very less time. And with the help of my colleagues and seniors, I'll try to learn the system in the best way possible in a limited period of time, right?
That's
And then
great.
you can even see I don't have friends, I won't be having friends over here, so I can but I'm very easygoing person. I'm very good at making friends, so I think I'll make friends at the program in a very short time, right? Something like this as well.
Great. Great.
Right,
Go ahead.
then I asked you what are the yeah, you want to ask something?
No. Go ahead, please. I will ask about the
Then I
leadership
asked you
question.
about what are the qualities of a leader, right? So in the same way, they can ask you what do you think should be the qualities of a good doctor?
That's great.
Okay. So you need to come up with an answer to that as well. right? So qualities of leader can be, as you mentioned, it's a good communication skills are required so that they can easily communicate with everybody in the group or in the team, right? Then you can even say that a leader should understand the weaknesses and strengths of the different team members so that they can delegate the task equally, keeping that in mind and make the best out of the team players. And they
That's
should be
great.
open to criticism as well. Their team leader shouldn't be giving the orders all the time. They should be open to criticism as well, so that there's always a room for improvement, right?
Mhm.
A team leader should not only, it should not lead, should not be in front, but it should be on side so that it can take all the team compare, so it can lead to the progress of all the team together. Should not be on forefront, but should be on the side of the team so it can take a team together, right?
That's
So yeah, these are points you can just add your own points also whenever you do the research. But this can be a good question as well. They're going to ask. So just try to do as many mocks as possible with different people and listen to their points and you listen to their questions. If you find them unique and you don't know the answer right now, that's fine. It's not a actual interview, but you are here to prepare for the actual, and you can use those questions and prepare your answers.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
All the best to you, Dr. Mars.
Goodbye, and the best for you. Do you want me to ask you if you want?
No, I actually have a mock with somebody, so I have a lot of time. So I thought that since you asked, I could take your mock, right? So I'll take a leave.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right?
Thank
But
you.
you can continue here with the mock with anyone else you want.
Okay,
Right?
sure.
Just the best use of just try to do more mock with different people, and that's how you're going to learn.
That's great. Thank you.
Right?
Goodbye.
So have a good day. All the best.
Mohammed, okay, and I'm applying for internal medicine. I want to do the regular one. We can come up with the crazy one at the end. I mean, but I need to do the regular one, like, because
Yeah.
I have asked someone and the program I interviewed that they tell me they just ask the regular one. Hopefully.
That's great. That's great. So let's start. How are you doing today, Dr. Mohammed?
Hi, Dr. Morsi. I'm doing fine. I hope you have a nice day.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. So could you start by telling me about yourself?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to thank you, Dr. Morsi, personally, and all the selecting committee for this opportunity. It's an honor for me to be interviewed here today. Well, my name is Dr. Mohammed Abu Jlaida. Actually, I have a very difficult last name, so majority of my friends call me Mohammed. I born and raised in Tripoli, which is the capital of a beautiful country, Libya. I'm the only. I'm. There's something like that?
Go ahead, please.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm the only physician in my family, which is something me and my parents are proud about it. Since I finished the mid school, I started doing internal medicine residency here in my country. Currently, I am in my last year of training at Tripoli University Hospital, which is the hospital affiliated to my university. During my time here, I had the opportunity to rotate at different hospital settings, including medical floors, intensive care unit, and continuous outpatient clinics. In my free time, I enjoy playing soccer. Actually, me and my colleague at the hospital playing soccer at regular basis. We keep this habit for 4 years now. It helps us a lot to relieve the stress of the work and get known each other outside the workplace. I'm into basketball too. Whenever I have free time, which is usually a very little in our field, I enjoy reading books and novel and go out to the beaches. By the way, we have one of the longest coast over the Mediterranean Sea, so we do a lot of the activity right there. So basically, this is what about me.
That's very interesting. Now, could you tell me why did you apply for our program?
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad you asked me this. Well, there's several reasons that make me applying to your program. Actually, when I was applying for residency, I came across to your program, and I have noticed that you have a wide variety of the diversity between the resident. I mean, you have a resident that they are coming from a different part of the world. I also noted that the diversity extended up to the faculty and the leadership in the program. I mean, apparently you are appreciating the diversity, which is something I would be like it. The another thing that one of my One of my friends, actually, he graduated from the same university. He's currently doing a residency at your program, and he's speaking very high about the training. He encouraged me to applying here, and he always told me about the quality of the training and the friendly environment. Lastly, I like to enjoying. Lastly, it was the location. I mean, northeastern Pennsylvania is one of the most diverse area in the United States. They have seasonally changing, and the weather is so great, and I would like to enjoy in this area.
That's great. Now, could you tell me why should we choose you? I'm starting to ask you. I will start to ask you some weird questions if you don't mind.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Now, tell me about you. Why should we choose you first before going to the weird question?
Yeah, this is very important. I believe that you have a very strong candidate this season, and I believe what makes me stand right there is some quality that you appreciate it. I like to describe myself that I am adaptable, approachable, and teachable. By teachable, I mean I always challenging myself to learn the new things, and I always ask the people to help me to learn new things. By adaptable, during my residency here in my country, I have the opportunity to work with different teams, and I have noticed that I can easily adapt to the new team and the new people and the new systems. By approachable, I rely to my social skills, and I have a different interest in my life. I mean, I have noticed that I can easily be approached by colleague, patient, and relative. Above all, I believe my experience in doing home country residency, it makes me stand in your program. Hopefully this quality, it will make me part of the residency program.
That's great to know. You mentioned that you like reading books. Could you tell me what is the last book you have read?
The last article I read it.
Yes, yeah, the last book you read.
Can you repeat the question for me, please?
Last book you have read.
Oh, last book, yeah. I mean, I will say the non-medical book. It was the book by the author called George Orwell. I don't know if you are heard about it. He's a very famous author. He's from the United Kingdom. The book narrated his story during the Civil War in the Spain against the Franco. It's a very interesting book. His name is Homage to Catalonia, and I highly recommend that you reading this book.
Oh, that's very interesting. Thank you. Now, tell me something not in your CV.
Well, not in my CV like that. Well, I would say like I enjoying doing management. I believe that if I will not be a doctor, I will be in the management and administration. I have very organized schedule, and I like to keep the things tight. So if I will not be a doctor, I will do a management and administration job.
That's very interesting. That's great. Now, tell me more about your clinical. Do you have any clinical rotations in the United States? If yes, tell me more about that.
Yeah. Well, one of the interesting rotation I have done with Dr. Mohammed Shredi. He's actually from my hometown, and he graduated from my university. During my time with Dr. Shredi, he's an oncologist at Kentucky, and I had a clinical-based rotation at this time. I was observing Dr. Shredi doing the physical examination and also talking to the patient and taking the history. I also had the opportunity to discuss some finding and the treatment plan. Also, Dr. Shredi did his best to familiarize me with the United States system and how the electronic medical system is working and how we can consult subspecialty. So yeah, this is one of the most interesting. I had really enjoyed my time with Dr. Mohammed Shredi.
That's very interesting. Tell me if you have any research experiences.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I have two research experiences. One during my internship, it's mandatory, and also another one during my residency here. During my internship, we have doing a cross-sectional study. We are aiming to detect the prevalence of the depression among medical students. My part was designing of the questionnaire and also spreading the questionnaire between the medical student. In addition of that, I had the opportunity to introducing the data through the SBS system. Another research I'm doing currently, which is a part of the residency, it's a prospective study about the incidence of deep venous thrombosis in the patient who have a temporary dialysis catheter. We have noticed that a lot of the patient having a deep venous thrombosis, that they have a dialysis catheter, and we're trying to know the exact time that this type of the complication can be developed. So those are the main two research I have done.
That's very interesting. Great. Now tell me a time you had a conflict with your senior.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I would like to say that conflict at the workplace, it's very common, especially in our field. I mean, you will need to consult a different subspecialty, and sometimes we will not disagree about the management. I believe that one incident, it was a conflict between me and another surgical resident. In our hospital, we have a two-floor, one considered for the medical case, and other for the surgical case. It wasn't a conflict, but actually it was a misunderstanding. They want to admit the case in our department, which was a very pure surgical case. I just talked with my colleague and I understand his point of view. The first thing I usually do is just trying talking to another person, understanding his point of view and opinion. Actually, it was like he was telling me that their medical floor was completely full and he cannot admit the patient in his medical floor. And we can admit the patient in our floor and he will take it the another day when they discharge some patients. So yeah, this is what I am doing actually. Most of the conflict I have during my workplaces end up in this situation. I mean, like you just need to talk to the people and understand their own view and their own perspective. I believe if the thing didn't end at this point, you can seek an advice from a mutual colleague. Like if you have a conflict with colleague, you can ask another colleague, both of you know and both of you respect, and see his opinion.
That's a great approach. Now tell me about an interesting case you encountered in the United States.
Well, in the United States, actually, I was doing a rotation at the Texas Tech Lubbock Medical Center. It was not interested. It was interested because of I didn't see it before. It was a fungal infection. We don't have it here in our country. It was a blastomycosis, which is presented with the chest infection. In my country, if this is coming, we will see that the patient have a pneumonia, but because of the geographic area, the patient has a blastomycosis. And it was very surprising that he have typical symptoms. I mean, even he have the skin presentation.
That's very interesting. Now, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, actually, I have some question for you, if you don't mind, Dr. Moss. I have noticed, especially through your social media, that you are very proud that all of your residents passing their board exam last year. I would like to ask you what you believe the secret and what you are introducing to have this great result.
That's great. If you have any other question, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I have another question, which is, actually, I have noticed that you have completed your medical school outside the US. So as a doctor coming from over the seas, I would like to know to tell me that the challenging you are facing when you are doing your residency, especially during the first month, and if you have any advice for me.
Great questions, and nice talking to you, Dr. Muhammad. And actually, go ahead, please.
No, it's fine.
Actually, you did very well for me, at least. You did very well. Your thoughts are very organized. Your language is very good. I think you are very well prepared for this interview. So I don't have any comments, actually. If any other audience have any comments.
I want to ask you some question regarding because something I'm afraid for. During our interview, you completely understand my language, right, Morsi?
Yes. That's because I'm Egyptian, not American.
Yeah, I know. Oh, brother, I know. But yeah, I mean, like, you believe that they will understand everything.
Yeah.
I tried hard. I mean, like, I also tried hard regarding, I speak very fast, even Arabic, brother. But I'm trying to keep my speak very slow. I don't know if you notice that I
think you did very well, but if you can slow down a little bit more, it will be great.
Yeah.
Just practice this.
The things that make me speaking very rapid is I like to concise the answers and speaking. I don't want to sound like I'm speaking a lot,
Actually, I think that's because our native language in the Middle East, we speak too fast. So I think,
Yeah.
I think this
About
affects.
about the camera and the smiling and everything, I don't know. I mean, like,
Yeah, smiling part, yes. Yeah, because while we talk like this, you're smiling. See, but when you're answering,
yeah,
you learn not smiling at all. Yeah.
I thought I tried to
No,
smile.
you did not smile. I didn't
Oh
see.
my
Maybe
God.
it's because you're also anti-light, like you're not. There's no light on your face.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
if you
yeah.
made a subtle smile, I couldn't see. If you made a subtle, I couldn't. You didn't smile. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I will try to work in this because I just need to practice a lot. I mean, there's a lot of the thing you need to cover it during the interview. I mean,
Yeah.
what you
When
believe?
you're speaking, maybe when you if you can't control it when you're speaking, just speak. But when the person is asking me, then maybe you can relax then and smile. You don't have to smile when you're answering if you can do it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Dr. Mohammed, can I give you feedbacks?
Yeah, for sure, brother.
So I have this two feedbacks. The first one, when he asked you why should we hire you, you started by telling, I've realized that I'm receptive to feedbacks, and I've realized. I suggest that instead of you make it you've realized, make it from the perspective of your colleagues. My colleagues have realized that I'm
I
very.
want to say that, but I want to say that my friend have noticed that I am and start talking, but
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah, I want to do it, but I just forget about it.
Yeah, add it next time. And the next feedback is, I think you need to work on the case presentation. You need to do it more proper so that they can know you present the case well. Like you start by the patient age, and then the chief complaint, and then the examination, then the investigation. So they just want to know if you can properly present the cases. So
Yeah,
these
yeah,
are
yeah. I need to work in this, but I mean, I have the case, but I didn't notice that a lot of the people ask them about presenting the case. Like, I don't know if this is a common question or not, but I need to prepare it from the beginning, like the chief complaint and the examination and the finding. The things that I don't want, some people advise me like, you don't need to do it very, very long. Like, you need to just tell the program director or the interviewee like why this case is interesting. Like, you don't do it the regular way because you may sound bored or something like this. I don't know.
Yeah, you can make it in less than 2 minutes, but you can give them the main finding. For example, he's presenting with a chief complaint of headache on examination. It was positive for this, and the investigation showed this. We suggested this. I see this case is interesting because of this. I think if you did it like this, tell them that you know how to present the case really well, but don't go deep into the history, don't go deep into the examination. They just want to know that they know you know the structure of presenting the case.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for telling me this. I will work in that. Definitely. I'm glad about it. Yes.
All right. Yeah, all the best.
What else? Do you notice any something I can improve with life?
Actually, these are the points that I noted. Other than this, it was really great and it was fun listening to your interview.
Yeah, I mean, I need to prepare just in case. The thing is that whatever you are going preparing since for more than 1 month, whatever you are did, you will end up missing things. Like, I mean, like you cannot reach the perfection. I want to reach the perfection, but it's too hard to reach it. Like every time you notice that you forget about things, then hopefully it will go. Anyone have a feedback, it will be highly appreciated, guys. If anyone listen to the interview and have a feedback, I will highly appreciate it, their feedbacks.
I think you did really well, and I did. Yeah, just the feedback is like what everyone has said. You can talk a little bit slower, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. If anyone want to do a mock interview and can take her or his mock interview, it's fine. I mean, if anyone want to practice, it's fine. Mohammed, do you want to do a mock interview or you are not you don't feel you are prepared or something?
I'm sorry, I'm just cooking. That's why I'm not in, like,
That's fine, brother.
I go and come back, so I'm not like staying on the computer.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Anyone else hear her, or is just me? I don't know.
I can't hear you there. Yeah, it's echo.
She just left. She was joining again. Anyone else? So yeah.
I think her microphone is not working, I guess.
It's your mic maybe, or you can move to another place where there's better. We can see you clearly, and it's just.
Oh my God. No, what
No, now we
happened?
can hear you. Now we can hear
Yeah,
you.
it went to my AirPod. I don't know what is my AirPod. It was probably one of my kids take it out.
That's all right.
So then when I change it, yeah, oh my God. Yeah.
You were telling me
So-
about reliability. That from there I just lost you. Yeah.
You said just reliability, yes?
Hmm.
The string. Yeah, so the strings or why should we choose you? You have to make 3.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I think you cut down the reliability, like as also like me, I think you cut down the explanation of reliability or the elaborated reliability, but less concise, and give 2 more because people they have a lot of strings. And other than that, I like your weakness, how you make a failure is a way to success, and leadership, very good. And YUS is very good too. And yes, you smile, but sometimes you forget to smile for a while.
Okay. Okay.
So from time to time, come on. Even sometimes there is no place for a smile, but just a smile.
Okay.
Yeah. Like a guy yesterday, we have other candidates. He said we have a lot of issues with the communication, like speaking and those things, but we can use the body language. So I think body language it will help us to make the other audience like engage more. Even if they felt boring when you smile or do something, maybe you grab them back. And yeah, but overall your questions, your answer very good, structured. What else? With the example, I like and I like the example of your failure too.
And what about my are these like settings right for the interview, like the camera and the lighting and my eye contact or background?
Very good, to be honest. You look at your eye contact is very good, and the setting is nice. You still have a flower, but everything is simple. It look like office, So it's very good. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Yeah, and it's good. Just let's keep practicing until the day of interview.
All right,
And-
so I need to come up with more strengths. I need to slow down and I have to smile more. That is the 3 things.
Yeah, remember, like sometimes there is no reason for someone to smile, to be honest, but you have to smile. Yeah, because
Okay.
we're supposed to have something funny or something, but try to, so we can make some, like we change the tone or change it. You are good, like you are very good. You smile a lot, but sometimes remember to smile. Sometimes you just talk for 2 minutes without, or 1 hour minute without smile or do any face expression. But other than that, you are good. Yeah. Any feedback, guys?
Yeah, anyone like who is here wants to say
Mm.
something else?
A lot of people in this call. Oh, 17 people.
Hi. So I can have some feedback. Like you can just tell me about yourself a bit.
Long.
Yeah, it was a bit long, and I think somewhere the flow was interrupted when you were telling about it. Like you were telling about your med school journey, and then you just went back and then forth. I think just structure it in so that you have it in a timeline.
Okay. Yeah, I went back to like my student life after my med school was over. So structure it better. And do you think I need to cut any point or like I need to summarize a few points, or I can just like
No, it's
I
fine.
think
A timeline is, I think, important because whenever you are telling a story, everyone is into a timeline.
Yeah. I think you just mentioned a lot about your like service. You love to serve the community and also things. So it's the same point if you concise it, I think. Like without elaborating a lot about the things you can mention, you love to serve the community, you engage in the community, helping others, but try to make it one line with put all the big words together, and that's it. Yeah. And as he said, like yeah. Other things, other people.
Yes, I'll take that as no one wants to say anything. So, like I'm done, Rasha and I are done with a mock session. So, if any one of you wants to go next and either give interview or take, you guys can like unmute yourself.
Yeah.
It's my first day, so I'm not sure like after this how it's supposed to work.
Yeah. Supposed to be like it is active session. Suppose people keep practicing, and it is a practice. There is nothing. I'm not actually ready for a lot of questions. But it's okay. I can tell you I'm not ready for this question. Next time I can. At least you grab my attention now for YUS and yeah. If no one, we can go to other rooms. Maybe you can see. You can try other rooms. You can see someone over there practicing. Yeah.
I can do more.
Esra, that's your name. That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
All right. So you want us to take your interview?
Sorry. Yeah.
Sure. Will you like turn on your video, or like you want to go this way? We can proceed.
Yeah, I will proceed in this way.
All right. So Rasha, do you want to take the interview, or like
you can start and I will finish. You can ask her 5 questions. I ask her 5 questions.
All right. Then Asra, so glad to have you here today. How are you doing?
I'm great. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good too. So can you tell me more about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. My name is Isra Mustafa. I'm originally from Sudan, born and raised in Saudi Arabia. As the oldest among my family, I have instilled the values of courage and hard working from a young age. My curiosity towards human body intake work led me to pursue medical career. So I joined University of Khartoum. During that time, I participated in several medical missions to underserved area in Sudan. After graduation, I have 4 years of clinical experience in nephrology, 3 years in Sudan, and 1 year in Saudi Arabia. This on my critical thinking and problem solving skills and broaden my perspective toward different medical systems. Also, I have teaching and research experience that expand my knowledge base. After that, I came here to United States. I had opportunity to do observerships in outpatient clinics in Michigan. Now I'm a research fellow at Telegeriatric Fellowship at Michigan State University. So yeah, outside of medicine, I have passion toward learning new language. Now I'm learning French. Also, I enjoy watching television and hanging out with my friends. So that's me.
Right. So you told me that you had an observership in Michigan. Can you tell me more about your experience and what you learned from it?
Yeah, sure. I had observership for 3 months in 3 clinics, outpatient clinics, 2 of them at primary care clinic and one at nephrology clinic. Actually, this experience opened my eye toward United States healthcare system and electronic documentation. So I engage with the patient. I see diverse patient population from different cultural background. So it's expand my knowledge and my experience.
Right. And you're applying for IM, internal medicine?
Yes.
Right. So can you tell me why internal medicine?
Actually, internal medicine with my career ambition, I like the complexity in diagnosing in this field. Also, I like holistic approach of internal medicine. It's not internal medicine not only diagnose and treat the patient, but also emphasize the preventive care and patient education. And my clinical experience in nephrology solidify my interest in this field because I have witnessed how internists have profound impact on their patient lives, and I'm eager to be part of this difference.
All right. And can you tell me what are your future goals? Like, where do you see yourself in next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Actually, uh, I see myself finishing my residency and start my fellowship in nephrology. I have passion to transplantation subspecialty. Also, I want to be regarding the teaching plan. I want to be a part of faculty in your program to participate in teaching the residents and students.
Do you have a prior teaching experience, like you said that you are interested in it?
Sorry.
Do you have a prior teaching experience in any capacity? Am I
Yeah,
clear?
I
Or
have teaching experience. Sorry.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Answer.
Okay. I have teaching experience in University of Khartoum. I'm a clinical instructor in emergency medicine skill lab. It's interactive session with the student, um, um, teaching them how to approach patient in the emergency room. Also, I participated in organization OSCE exam for final year students.
Right. So Esther, I wanted to ask you that what are the things you're looking for in a program? Like when you were applying and when you're considering which program you actually want to do your residency in.
Yeah, I choose your program for several reasons. One of them is the clinical training in this program. It's a robust training. And I know that you have nephrology fellowship, and I want to pursue my fellowship in nephrology in your program. Also, I like the diversity of patient population in this area, and I think this is will give me opportunity to to see different clinical conditions. Um, uh, Also, I have friends in this area, and I believe that being surrounded with familiar face will give me support in my residency journey.
All right. Um, do you have any questions for us?
So yeah, I want to ask about if there is any change in your program in the next 5 years.
Okay, so no, we do not plan on doing any major change in the next 5 years. Um, I think I like asked more than 5 questions, so I'm gonna give you my feedback, and then Rasha can ask you more questions.
I think you are okay. She's okay. We can give a feedback together. I just listened to most of them. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you my feedback now. Or or like just ask one more common question. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Like according to you, what are your two strengths and weaknesses?
Complete this one and that's it. Yes.
Okay. The weakness or strength, sorry.
Both. What are your two strengths and two weaknesses?
Yeah. So one of my strengths, I'm a good team player, and this is evident from my clinical experience in nephrology because one of my roles there is to respond to various consultations from various departments, and this required from me to work with different specialists from different. Uh, this required from me to work with different specialists to give the patient best of care. Also, I had good clinical skills. Uh, um, um, I'm good in doing inserting temporal hemodialysis catheter and doing paracentesis and fluorocentesis. Also, my diversity background give me ability to excel in different healthcare system and dealing with different patient populations. So regarding my weakness, one of my weakness in the past is I'm going anxious when I came to speak in front of a lot of audience. So to resolve this, I seek advice from my mentor, who advised me to engage in more presentation. So I started to practice, and I started to present at our weekly journal club. After that, I saw improvement in this skill. Then I had opportunity to present topic about central catheter line related infection at Sepsis World Day, and I do this in excellent way that show my improvement, and I'm still working on this for more improvement in this skill.
Okay. You mentioned one weakness, right? Do you have any
Yeah.
other, or you're done?
I'm not well prepared for another reason.
Okay, so I'll go with my feedback now. Esther, I really like your answers. Like your experience was very reflective by the examples you were quoting in different capacities. So yeah, from that perspective, you sounded like a candidate I might want to have in my team because of the vast experience and diverse background that you have. One request I make you, if you're doing mock sessions this way, it's better to turn the video on, because half of our interview, it's not what we're saying, it's how we say it. The eye contact, the body language, the facial expressions, the background, all of it adds to like, because when I was listening to you, I had to like really like listen, like try harder to understand what you were saying. If on the I cannot read your lips, or like in case I missed a point. So my suggestion is, like, if you're doing it some other time with some other day, just try to turn your video on. That way I'll be able to assess you more on your body language.
Okay.
That will also, like you said, like you're like a little shy, and but you're working on it on your presentation skills. So this is like, we don't know, like none of us here knows anyone, so that's like the best way to practice. Just turn the mic on and video on and say it. Then regarding your I actually like most of your answers. It's like one thing I want to say, I asked you like what are the things you're looking for in a program, and you answered it with why our program. Like, let's say that I'm a program which is offering nephrology fellowship and diverse background and something, like you answered it in a way that you were telling me that why my program, and not like what are the things you're generally looking for a program. They're two different questions, like just like slightly different. So you have to be like careful about what they're asking, like what are the things you're looking for a program. And you can mention a point, like let's say that I want to pursue a fellowship in nephrology, and for instance your program offers it. So like you can mention one point, but just try to stick to the general aspects. You can say like I'm because at the end of the training I want to be a well-rounded physician, so any program which offers I can treat diverse patients, or which provides supervised autonomy, so for me to like think critically and learn more, and which offers a more friendly environment, a supportive environment, who make sure that if someone is not feeling well or is going through a personal crisis, and they're there for each other, the faculty supportive. You can like bring general points in that question instead of particularly asking like why my program. It was like what are the things for. Then Yeah, I mean, I really like your answer. I don't have much to say because most of your answers were really well thought out, and they had like it was like you had like bullet points in mind when you were speaking. It's just like I would really wanted to see your face and then comment at like if you're nervous or if you're shaky or if you need to improve your eye contact in that. And yeah, if you're like not comfortable coming in front of an audience, one other thing you can do is try speaking in front of a mirror and just so you can assess your own body language with that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And maybe you can come up like me, just come up with more than one weakness, yeah, at least two, or like I was not able to bring any other strength. So 2 strengths and 2 weaknesses are like the safe area in case someone very specifically asks for more than one.
Okay.
If anyone else wants to give her feedback, yeah, please feel free to.
I think you cover most of it. I remember, I don't know why I put a closure and I don't know the question. Like, I forget about the questions. I said, like, I think it's right. You have to, sometimes when you close the question, just like say, for example, that's some of my weaknesses or something like, so show the other side. That is the end of your answer. Yeah. Yeah. But overall, you are well prepared. I think your question is your answer is very good. Are very good. And yeah. Kainat said most of the things. What kainat mean? Because we have kainat in Arabic, by the way, but I don't know this.
Yeah, it's an Urdu word and it's also used. It means universe. Yeah.
Universe. Yeah. 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 Yes.
All right, guys. If anyone of you wants to go ahead, I'm just gonna leave the meeting, and if any of or if anyone of you wants to like rehearse or take interview, feel free to unmute yourself. It was a very nice session for the first day, and hopefully see more of you in the future.
Thank you.
Goodbye and good luck with the interview sessions.